them to the end of the meeting. So with that, I will go ahead and turn it over to Krista.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Erica. And yes, as you heard, recording has started now for any of you who want to turn camera off. And we just began already. Everyone kind of had a moment to do a quick check-in with themselves just to see how are we doing today. Nice to take a pause in between meetings and actually check in with yourself sometimes. We're going to go through just quickly run through some background information, a couple poll questions, gauging just experience and interest with meditation. And then I will take you all through a live demo of the Insight Timer app, walk through how to get started, where to find different content, and be able to answer any questions you all have. So just to kick off, kind of addressing what is meditation. So it is a formal practice of mental training, and oftentimes it is a form of practicing focused attention. So directing your awareness and attention to one thing rather than on 5 or 6 different items. So whether that's focusing on the feelings in your body, the breath, a sound or mantra, it's a practice that trains attention and awareness, and through practice leads to increased levels of calm and mental clarity, as well as a whole host of other benefits. We're going to do a quick poll question now just to gauge how many of you all have meditated before, kind of what the experience is. So let me launch this poll. And all of the poll questions are anonymous, so feel free to answer entirely honestly. Okay, I will share the results with you all. So we've tried meditation once or twice, about 64%. Some meditate regularly and some sometimes. Okay, I will bring this back up. Just a moment, trying to get all my screens in order. Okay. And then question number 2, how do you feel about beginning or continuing a meditation practice? So we can have a lot of different range of feelings and thoughts around it. So just take a quick moment to check in with yourself about how you feel about exploring it or starting it as a new habit. Okay, take just another second. Okay, so we see a bit of a mixed bag, a lot of curious and open-minded, some feeling a little resistant, maybe doesn't feel that familiar, or maybe all that science-backed, but we're gonna be able to address some of those thoughts, and we'll bring this back. And so just to cover some of the researched benefits that have been shown to come from meditation. So increased ability to learn, preserving the aging brain, actually quite an interesting study showing those brain scans of those who have had a consistent meditation practice, actually preserving more gray matter in the brain as individuals get later along in life. Improve concentration and focus, decrease stress and depression, decrease anxiety, help with recovering from addiction. So quite a wide range there. And in terms of attention and having your attention on what you're doing in the present moment, just go ahead and take a guess here about what % of the time our minds are thinking about something other than what we are doing in the present moment. A common experience for many of us. Okay, we'll take just another second on that. Okay, so see a mix of 59%, 47%. And the answer is 47%. So this is research that came out of Harvard in about 2019 2010 actually. So it's probably these numbers have likely increased a bit since then. But it was research that found that about 47% of the time, participants' attention, their minds were on something other than what they were doing in the present moment. And even more interesting than that, it was found that levels of happiness and well-being were highest at the times when individuals' minds and focus were with whatever they were doing in the present moment, regardless of the activity. So whether they were at work or studying or with family and friends, it was those moments, no matter what, when their focus and attention was with what they were doing in the present, that they had highest levels of well-being. And so this brings us to the question of mindfulness. So this graphic here below shows a human and dog out on a walk. And you can see the dog, what is in its mind is simply taking in what it is experiencing and observing in that moment on the walk. However, you then see the human who is out on a walk on a beautiful day, but instead of taking in maybe the sight of the trees, the feel of the sun, they're thinking about worries, stresses, things that maybe happened in the past, things are coming up. And this is a very common, normal human experience. But mindfulness, which is a quality which we develop through meditation, is the awareness that arises from paying attention on purpose in the present moment and non-judgmentally, as defined by Jon Kabat-Zinn. And this quality, as shown by the Harvard research, is what contributes to levels of well-being and happiness in life. So a few misconceptions that often come up around meditation. So thinking that you're not good at it because you can't stop thinking. And we are always having thoughts. It is the natural state of the mind. And so the goal of meditation is not to cease thinking, but instead to become more aware of your thoughts and be able to observe them, create a little bit of space in between your awareness and your thoughts. Also the idea of not having the time. So meditation can actually be something that just takes a couple minutes a day. It can even be a moment of just taking 3 deep breaths. And then finally, I tried meditating once and didn't feel any different afterwards. So it is not, unfortunately, it is not a magic quick fix one-time solution to all of our problems, but it is a practice and it is a skill that you can develop, work on. And as you do, you will be able to experience more stretches of time of experiencing states of mindfulness, presence, calm, more emotional regulation, a lot of benefits that we're all seeking throughout our daily life, both at work and at home. And so just going through a few different kinds of practices, 3 breaths practices is as simple as it sounds. Breathing in 3 times and just focusing on the sensation of that breathing. Mindful eating, you can find some fun mindful eating meditations on Insight Timer that will guide you through how to really bring all of your focus and attention onto the experience of eating. And it's fun to do with something like fruit, which has a lot of flavor and dynamic textures. Body scan can be really great if you're experiencing any levels of anxiety. It really helps to shift your focus from your thoughts into the senses of the body and be able to direct your attention progressively through different parts of the physical body. So whether that's in your feet, or you can even sense right now the feelings in your fingertips, and just notice how moments ago you were not thinking or being even really sensing the feeling of your hands. But in this moment, when you shift your attention there, you suddenly can. And grounding is similar to a body scan, typically done standing up, really focused on kind of relieving feelings of overwhelm and stress, centering, kind of being able to really sense into your feet upon the ground and feeling uplifted and energized and focused. And then the stop practice is great for moments of overwhelm or high emotional situations. And it's really intended to help with pausing and choosing how to respond rather than emotionally react in situations that might be a little challenging or might be a little highly emotional. And then finally, just seeing what benefits you're hoping to potentially gain from a meditation practice. So this question is multiple answers, so feel free to select from the different options. Okay, and we'll take just another second to finish answering this. Okay, and we can see quite a mix from increased happiness and well-being to stress reduction, improved sleep, and of course, a lot of these topics are interconnected. So I will now pull up my phone screen to share with you all and take you through kind of a live walkthrough of the app, how to get started, how to join the workplace, and we'll actually do a short group guided meditation together as well. So let me pull up my phone screen. Okay, so this is the home screen on the Insight Timer app. For those of you who haven't downloaded and created your account yet, you can download the free Insight Timer app from the App Store, and you'll come on and be prompted to create an account, which you can create that account with either your work email address or your personal email address. And the step that you'll need to complete in order to join the workplace account is you'll see this briefcase icon in the top left of the screen. And that's where your workplace exists. So if I come in here, click on the top left corner, you'll be able to see I'm already entered into my workplace. If you haven't done so already, what you'll see is a screen prompting you to get started, and that's where you'll enter in your work email address. And then once you're in your workplace, you'll be able to see other colleagues who have joined the account. And on your home screen, you'll be able to see your total workplace meditation minutes for the week. And then the next thing that you'll see are content recommendations of meditations depending on what time of day it is. So if you come in and maybe you, after lunch, feeling a little distracted, maybe a little bit tired, feeling like you need to gain some focus to get through the rest of the day, you could come click on here, and then you can filter the meditations that you're seeing by time. So maybe I just know I want a short meditation, help me focus with time. I can even sort them by highest rated or newest, shortest, longest. And I can set additional filters if I want to see maybe just meditation. Maybe I know I do want background music. Maybe I don't. Different other filters that you can set. And that will help filter down the content that you're seeing, because there is a lot of content on Insight Timer, and that can feel a little overwhelming when you first come on, or if you're new to meditation, not really being sure where to get started. And so using those filters and being able to break it down by the length of meditation can be really quite helpful. And the other topic areas we have for these recommendations for your day are before meetings. So you can come in, find quick meditations to do to help prepare, maybe calm nerves, maybe kind of get in the right mindset to collaborate with others. Or another great section is quick breaks. So maybe you need a quick energizer, you're feeling a little distracted, come in, do a quick meditation. Have sections for your commute, whether that's a real commute where you're driving or a walk around the block before you start work that day. Unwinding after work, starting your morning, and restful sleep. So you'll be able to see different recommendations dependent on kind of what time of day, what part of your routine you're looking for. Your upcoming events will be any group meditations that your workplace has scheduled. And then the workplace skills. So I will go to the skills tab now. And the workplace skills are something our team is quite excited about. This is a new content specific to the workplace. And earlier this year, we partnered with an organizational psychologist who did research to find the 15 most common workplace challenges kind of across industries. And we then had researchers and meditation teachers partner to provide a theory and a practice on each of these topics. So if I come down here, I can see all the skills. We have Amishi Jha teaching focus. So if I came in here, I could see maybe I just want to listen to the theory, or maybe I just want to do the practice, learn a little bit more about who the teacher, get a brief description, be able to really understand who I'm learning for and what the objectives are. Other topics range from experiencing bias, negotiating a pay raise. We have ones on Zoom fatigue, on plugging at night. So it's really quite prescriptive. And even if you're someone who's not necessarily eager to meditate, but you're looking to support your well-being, learn some new skills, this can be a really great place to kind of enter into first, kind of explore what topics resonate with you and kind of be able to learn both the science and research behind a certain experience and be provided with applicable practices to help you navigate them. Now, if we go to events, that's where we'll see any upcoming group meditations. And then groups. So the groups are a place where you can connect with your colleagues, a place to discuss certain topics that might be of interest to multiple people or for specific teams. So I'm going to walk you through how to create a workplace group, and then we will actually do a guided group meditation together. So I simply just clicked create there. I'll do test group. Name your group. Open means anybody in your workplace can join. Closed means that other individuals in your workplace must request to join if you want to keep it closed to a certain team or a certain number of people. And then you have the option to write a short description, maybe for what the group is for, what the topic's going to be focusing on. You get to choose from any cover images you might want and be able to also add a welcome message that people will receive when they join on for the first time. Be able to be prompted with a shareable link to invite your friends to join your group. And the feed, so you have a couple different features here within the group. So the feed is a place where you can kind of post announcements, maybe communicate to your colleagues when group meditations will be happening, or just be able to have kind of forum-like discussion here. So maybe I'd like to say, what do you all think about this meditation? And I can then go into my recents, my bookmarks, and actually post in a recommended meditation for the people in my group to see. So maybe I'll go to my bookmarks, do this meditation by Hugh Byrne, and post that. And so then you can see in the feed, anybody could come in here and actually reply to that thread. So that's one way to kind of communicate within your group. The library is where any recommendations, any recommended content will collectively save. So if you create a group around maybe sleep or stress reduction, you're able to create kind of a collaborative library of resources for you and your colleagues to kind of swap with one another and have as a resource to turn to when looking for content. And then we'll hop over to chat. This is just where you can have a little bit more free-flowing conversation with your colleagues. And then meditate. So I'm gonna show you how you can set up a recurring group meditation. So I can come in here and click schedule. Do a meditation. Again, you have a space to write your description. And I will set the start time for just a couple minutes from now. And I am in Eastern time, so the time will look a little bit different for me. And then here I can choose if it repeats. So you're able to create a recurring daily, weekly, weekday meditation, kind of dependent on what you're looking for. Maybe we want this to be weekly. And the waiting room is the space in which you can enter prior to the meditation beginning, kind of chat, greet one another. And then you're able to choose from any of the meditations on Insight Timer. So maybe I want to go from my bookmarks, do this 2-minute meeting preparation meditation is a good one. Come in and create that. My colleagues will receive notifications when the group meditation is beginning, and you'll be able to see them kind of on your events tab as well, so you can see what meditations are upcoming. As the creator of the group and the group meditation, you also have the ability to come in and edit the other scheduled meditations at any time. And you can see I can come in here and see that this meditation is beginning in just a few minutes. So get comfortable and enjoy this about a 2-minute meditation.
I'm Kate James. This is the meeting preparation meditation. You can do this meditation with your eyes closed, or if it's more comfortable, cast your gaze down towards the floor a couple of feet in front of you. Allow the eyes to be unfocused and soft. Shift your posture slightly now, whether you're sitting or standing, so that your body feels alert and upright without being rigid. Elongate your spine and relax your shoulders down away from your ears. Tuck your chin slightly and take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth and imagine that as you breathe out, you let go of anything that will stop you from feeling centered and calm in this meeting. Continue with 2 more breaths in the same way. Breathe in through the nose. And as you breathe out, extend your out-breath, calming any stress you might feel. Set your intention to empty your mind of unnecessary chatter, so that for the duration of your meeting you can be focused and present. Feel your feet firmly planted on the floor, fully aware of the experience of being in your body. Take one last deep breath before we finish the meditation. And when you're ready, open your eyes, ready to begin your meeting with a clear and positive mindset.
Okay. So feel free if anybody wants to share feedback, just entering into the chat. Any thoughts or kind of feelings about what that experience was like? Maybe it was your first time meditating or the first time meditating in a while. And just see if you can notice if you feel any different than you did prior to that brief meditation. It can be powerful to see sometimes how just a couple of minutes can really shift your state. So coming back now to the home screen of the Insight Timer app, I'm going to take you through kind of how to navigate around the rest of the app outside of the workplace. So if you see up at the top right, that's going to be your search bar. And the search bar can be a really great place to get started, to find content for what you're looking for if you're not really quite sure where to begin. So maybe we are looking for meditations for sleep. I can simply put in that one word and the top results will show up. So you're able to see immediately, okay, there's a live event happening. There's a topic page, not only for sleep, but also for kids' sleep. Maybe you're a working parent, want to be able to help assist your kids with calming down at night, getting to sleep, as well as seeing some other top meditation tracks. So next then, looking at tracks, this is going to be where all meditation, talks, music will be listed under. And again, you have the option to sort them, filter them by length. So maybe we just want 16 to 20 minutes, and then put on additional filters. So maybe you're actually just looking for music for sleep, or music and meditation. Get to choose the kind of voice you're listening to, filter by benefit, practice, or origin, and be able to get a glance at some options there to support you. So maybe we want to see what this first one is all about. Come down, I can see the name of the teacher, a little brief description of the meditation, can read some reviews and stars from others who have done the meditation. And again, gain a little bit more information about the teacher. And on any track that you listen to, you have the ability to set on private mode. So this will mean that it will not list under your recent activity. So if it's something that you don't want anybody seeing, more than able to set on your private mode to anything you're listening to. Also have the sleep setting. So if you are doing a sleep meditation, that some of them can be quite long, it will set to automatically turn off the app and close down your phone back to your black screen so that your phone isn't playing all night and isn't just laying there open on Insight Timer. Clicking on offline also means that you have the ability to listen to it without needing internet access. So that's one of the extra features you have made available to you. And you also can you can add it to any playlists, you can recommend it to any of your groups, or share it over text or email in that way. Also have the option to repeat the track if it is a sleep meditation and you might want to listen to it a couple of times. You'll also see on the app the donate button. That donate button is there for you if you want to express your support to the meditation teachers. I'm coming back here now. You then can see any courses that are related to the topic of sleep. And you're able to see the star rating next to all of these courses. So as we are a community-based platform, we kind of put the power in the meditators' hands as to rate and review what best works for them. So we typically, our kind of standard rule of thumb is about 4.6 or 4.7 stars and above means that it's really well liked and appreciated by the community. But of course, there are new teachers who create content that is also very worth exploring that may not be so highly rated because it just got launched. You can also see if there are any teachers who might be connected to the topic of sleep, any live events connected to sleep, any groups that are already formed. So groups exist outside of the workplace outside of the workplace as well. And they can be formed by just other meditators. Also, teachers on Insight Timer will form groups as a place to kind of create some community around their teachings and kind of connect people who all listen to their meditations but might be from around the world. The playlists are also a really great place to kind of be able to explore different kinds of teachers, different styles of practices, and you'll be able to come onto a playlist. You can play all the way through the playlist if you so choose, or be able to select certain tracks to maybe assist with whatever goal you're looking to address with the meditation. On your home screen then, you'll be able to see these are what we're currently calling stories. So from your teachers or any friends on Insight Timing, you'll be able to see any meditations they're listening to, if they so choose to share that information. Can be a fun way to kind of get inspired to try out a different teacher who you haven't listened to before, and just kind of get a sense for what others are listening to. And then on your home screen, you'll see kind of your suggested content or recently played. And then we have recently created kind of personalized machine learning so that your homepage will look unlike anyone else's, and it will be kind of constantly updating dependent on your listening preferences. So the length of meditations you're looking for, the kind of style and content, and can be a really great place to find new meditations that are connected to kind of your personal preferences. Coming down then, we'll go to the profile icon on the bottom right. And this is where you can view your profile, make any edits necessary, see kind of your trends, look at your stats in terms of your meditation progress. See your recently played, any bookmark content or any playlist that you saved or created. If you're attending any live events or in the middle of any courses, this is where you'll see that content as well. And then under your settings is where you can set your very own content filters. So if you're somebody who just wants to see only science and secular content, that's no problem at all. You can come in here and set those filters to your personal preferences. And then in addition, we also have the ability for you to set your own personal settings for privacy. So get to determine if you want to be a public or a private profile, if you want to accept friends' requests, if you want your meditation history showing up on stories, or if not, if you do or do not want to receive thank you for meditating messages that many meditators share on the platform, all within your control to determine what your comfortability is and what kind of space you want Insight Timer to be for you. Coming back now to the home screen. If we come into the Learn tab, this is where you'll be able to access live events and courses. So starting with the live events, you have the ability to kind of filter them by date. So maybe you're looking for ones just this week, this weekend, maybe just for tomorrow. Also can filter them by the kind of live session. So whether it will be a guided meditation or a musical performance, we actually have a number of very talented musicians who will put on kind of concerts for those to attend through the live session, or a talk, which tends to be kind of a workshop style, or a live yoga. So for those of you who maybe are a little questionable about trying to begin meditating, but really enjoy kind of a physical practice, yoga can be a great place to kind of get started. You're also able to filter it by the styles and kinds of practices that will be that you'll be engaging with in those live sessions. And there are typically many live events happening at once, so it can be a fun way to get get acquainted with different teachers on the platform, be able to discover something new. You'll see some featured events, live sessions happening right now, ones that are upcoming, and be able to drop into those kind of at your own leisure. Also fun to be able to recommend and send live events to your friends and colleagues and attend together and then be able to discuss. And then the courses. So the courses are another additional content feature that you all have access to through your workplace. And there are over 1,000 courses, and they range in content from beginners learning to meditate content to spiritual content to kind of more science and secular-based courses designed by our neuroscientists and professors who are teachers on Insight Timer. And again, as with the rest of the app, you have different filters to set to help narrow down what you're looking for. So you can sort these by most popular, the newest or highly rated, and then be able to even filter them down by kind of content. So if you're looking just for beginner content, maybe music and sound, the goals, which are kind of some of our personal development oriented courses, have a number of ways to kind of if everybody could just make sure that they're muted, no problem there. Don't mind a little musical interlude. But the categories can be a helpful way to filter down. So just getting a sense of the different kinds of courses, have some yoga related courses. You can see new courses, some of our personal development courses. And if you wanted to say, maybe learn a little bit more about, what's this course about? They can all range in length from between kind of 4 to 50 days in length. And each day of the course will be between 10 to 20 minutes. And each day will provide you with a little bit of theory, background, explanation, and then a practice. So whether that's a visualization or a meditation, a journaling exercise, really varies dependent on the teacher who you're learning from and the style of course. So here you can see this is a 10-day course, just about 13 minutes a day. You can see how many other students have taken the course and get a sense for kind of what you'll learn. You can also see that these are audio replies. So when you take a course, you actually are able to enter into a course classroom as well, where you can pose questions directly to the teacher. And oftentimes they will respond with an audio reply, which is a fun way to feel connected and really interacting with the person you're learning from. That gives a sense of the courses there. And then the Discover tab is kind of a little bit of a home base, the hub of all things where you can explore. And this is where you'll find the timer. So if you want just silent meditation with interval bells, that's where you can find your timer. And here you'll see we have kind of bundled content pages. So a section entirely for sleep. And under the sleep in the same format, you can see any tracks, courses, workshops, groups on that topic. A section entirely for parents. Section just for beginners with different kind of bundles of content there, and a number of other topic areas. Also, if you click into music, it can be a nice place to kind of find some sounds for background music while you're working, or maybe for kind of easing into the evening, calming down to get ready for bed, have some nice nature sounds as well. And you are able to also, if you click see all, is where you can kind of filter by a specific topic. Let's say you're looking for, maybe I'm looking for something maybe connected to, maybe for parents, forgiveness meditation. Maybe I'm looking for gratitude meditation. Again, it's just a helpful tool there to help you find exactly what you're looking for and not feel kind of bogged down and trying to look through hundreds of meditations. Instead, guide you to exactly what you're looking for. On this Discover page is also a fun place where you can find featured content, things that are popular this week, just another resource to find recommendations if you're curious to explore. And then finally, this Connect tab is where you'll be able to see any groups that you're a part of. So you can see some of these will be led by teachers. These are a number of, a couple groups that teachers run. And just to give you a sense of what it looked like, you can see in here, and the feed is where kind of some posts for announcements get placed, or maybe poems or longer form content that you want to make sure people see. The library will be kind of where all of those recommended meditations and courses will get saved together. You can see upcoming group meditations that are planned for this group and see the ongoing chat and dialogue. So a fun place to kind of explore, look to see if there are any groups that might be of interest to you, whether inside or outside of the workplace. And that gives the rundown of kind of all of the different features on Insight Timer, how to get started, how to verify the work email address, and kind of navigate through the different teachers and styles on the app. So do you all have any questions at all? Feel free to put them in the chat or unmute yourself if you do. I will also put my email in the chat for anybody who might have specific questions or looking for certain content recommendations.
Thank you so much for that demo, Krista. That was amazing.
Happy to do it. I hope you all find some meditations and teachers who you can learn with and explore and develop some new skills and strategies to help navigate not only through the holidays, but into the new year as well. I know it can be a stressful time balancing, preparing for the end of the year, wrapping up work projects, and trying to stay present through it all.
Yes, thank you, Krista. That was really nice. For all of you who maybe don't know or didn't hear at the beginning, Erica Garcia is our new wellness coordinator at ADHS. Congratulations, Erica. She's going to be bringing all of us a lot of really great programs and challenges and ways to just focus on your personal wellness. And this is one of the biggest things that we've been really excited to launch. Insight Timer is something that we are committed to providing you as a resource. Please share with your friends, get as many people registered as you can. It's going to be a really nice way to meditate before a meeting, like Krista showed us an example of. Just kind of focus on yourself, especially through the holidays, through COVID, through everything. So please spread the word. Krista, I do have a question for you.
Yes.
In the groups, in my groups, where it says create a group, public or private, since we are all in this with our ADHS email addresses, and we're all in this workspace group, well, not group, but team. If we wanted to create a group for everyone at ADHS, for example, like a weekly Monday meditation that anyone who wants could join, would that be a public group or a private group? Does a private group mean you invite individual members, or does everyone at ADHS have access? And if it's public, then does anyone who's not at ADHS also have access, and does that matter?
Okay, great question. So for the workplace groups, so you have under your Connect tab, if I wanted to go to my groups, this is where you'll see all groups. However, back under the homepage in the work tab, when I go to create a group already within the workplace, any groups created within your workplace will be only accessible by your colleagues. So only anybody with the work email address. And you'll have the option to make it an open or closed. So the private or public groups will be accessible to anybody on Insight Timer. If it's private, of course, somebody would still have to go through that process of requesting to join. Public would mean anybody could join if they searched it, but because it would be a workplace group that you'd be choosing to create, it will automatically show up and be accessible and listed if you create it as an open workplace group within the ADHS workspace. Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you so much for clarifying that. Absolutely. And just for everyone who's here, so that you know, I have created a group called ADHS Meditation that's Mondays at 12:30. If anyone wants to join, we're going to explore more about creating other groups, and please feel free to do so among your teams as well.
Right. And once we explore the application a little bit more, we'll probably create some groups and send some links to invite everybody. You know, we do have some capabilities to see, you know, who's registered. You know, we don't have a lot of information. Everything that you do is private, and that's up to you. We don't see any of that. But if you'd like, you know, we can share out some of those invites for some of those groups so you guys can join them, or feel free to create some of yourself based on some of the interests that you guys might have. And thank you again for doing that meditation short demo for us, Krista. That was a great quick reset that I didn't know that I needed. So thank you for that.
Very welcome. And yes, it can be oftentimes kind of surprising when you take just a couple minutes to pause, do a little midday meditation, and realize that you really did need it more than you realize. So happy to have shared in all of that with you.
Okay, great. And if anyone has any more questions, you guys can feel free to reach out to Wellness. That's wellness@azdhs.gov, and we'd be happy to answer your questions and provide any other guidance that we can for Insight Timer.
Thank you so much all for your time and attention today.
Thank you, Krista.
Have a great rest of the week. Bye-bye, everyone.